Hi everyone. I hope you're all doing well. So as you can see, I'm in the forest and I hope this works with the microphone and you don't hear the wind as much and you can hear me. So I just got back from a TRE training and I want to talk about it to you. TRE stands for trauma releasing exercises, actually trauma and tension releasing exercises. And it was developed by David Bercelli, who lived and worked in war zones a lot. So he lived in Beirut, Lebanon during the war and also in Africa. So what he realized is that when they had to take shelter in the bomb shelter and they had the children close by and the children started trembling and also some of the adults, but not as much. And then when the bombings were over and after a while, after the children stopped shaking, they just went outside to play. And that was really fascinating to him. And yeah, he went on a journey to research nervous system release. And then he developed this method to tremor. You know, the animals in the wild, maybe you have seen a video. In the training they showed us this video of an impala that was almost eaten by a jaguar, I think, something like that. And the jaguar got distracted and the impala then went into a freeze, and after a while it started shaking everything off, and then it just walked away. So that's really fascinating, I think, as well. So in this training we learned how to do the involuntary shaking. So you do 7 exercises to prepare to put tension into the muscles, especially the legs and like the lower legs, the thighs, and then the psoas as well. Psoas is very important. That's the muscle that attaches at the lower back and goes through the pelvis to the upper thigh. So if you lift the knee, that's the psoas contracting. So you put the tension into the muscles and you also do some stretching to facilitate the tremoring. And then you lie down on the floor, and once you understand, or better said, once your body understands what it has to do to start shaking, it's very easy. And yeah, we learned also about grounding a lot. They mentioned this a lot. Grounding is so important, to be in your body, to feel your body, to be completely in your body and present. And this also helps for nervous system regulation. And we also had an introduction to polyvagal theory. That's to do with the vagus nerve, the parasympathetic nervous system. And yeah, and we did this shaking and these exercises, we did them twice a day. And yeah, it was really interesting what came up. Some people were crying, some people were laughing and couldn't stop laughing. And then, other people also started laughing. And yeah, there was quite some release. And yeah, I actually did this. I had an introduction to TRE 8 years ago in my psychotherapy training. We did one day, we did all the exercises and some theory. And yeah, it worked back then already. And then, but I never did it consistently. I forgot about it again. And then a few years ago, I was in a women's circle, and we did it as well, and it was very nice. And then again, maybe about 1 year ago, I did an online course, and she also introduced the TRE method. But I never did it consistently. Sometimes I thought about it, I did a little bit, maybe 2-3 minutes, and it felt really good. But now in this training, we did it 20 minutes twice a day. We did the shaking, and with the exercises, Takes also maybe about 15-20 minutes to do them. And it was a different experience to do it this long. You do take breaks, so you watch out for signs of overwhelm, of like if you get hot, if you get cold, if you don't feel your hands, if your hands are bigger than they're supposed to be, or your feet. So there are signs that if you sit with someone who is shaking, you have to really watch out for these signs and then tell them to stop, to take a break. So we took breaks, and it's also good to get to know your body, to really realize, oh, when it's too much, I'm kind of person, I go all in, I just, get the trauma out of my body. But then I realized, oh, maybe it was too much. Maybe it's good to do it like very small steps. So this metaphor of like the soda bottle, and you shake it, and then you don't open it, it spills, all around. So you open it a little bit, and then you close it again. You open a little bit, you close it again. And this is what they said is good to do with trauma. So you don't want to overdo it, otherwise it can have negative side effects. And I mean, it's normal that things come up, that you might cry, you might laugh, you might have other release, and that's good. But just go at it very, very slowly. And yeah, so this David Bercelli, he is, let me see if I remember. So he is a social worker. He has a PhD in social work. And then he is also a bioenergetic psychotherapist. It has also to do with some shaking. I don't know it very well, but and then he has also a master's degree in Middle East studies, and he's also a theologist. So it's very fascinating how he developed this method, and I think it's really good because you can learn it, you can learn how to do it, even from a book. If you don't have like severe trauma or complex trauma, or really severe like physical limitations, restrictions, or injuries, then you could learn it from a book, or you could, there's also on YouTube, there are videos about the exercises. So you could try that, and if it doesn't work, or if you have like a severe mental illness, or as I said, complex trauma, PTSD, or physical limitations like problems with your spine or your knees or any other ailment, then it's maybe good to go to do a one-on-one session, or go to a group. There's also groups like in bigger cities. There should be you should be able to find a group and do shaking there, introduction there, and you can also then ask your questions about different things. So I would really recommend. I mean, it's so easy because you don't need anything. You just need to know how to do it, and then you can do it by yourself. I mean, as I said, if you have like a trauma history, it's best to find a facilitator to work with you, a therapist, and so I'm hooked. I hope I could interest you a little bit in this topic, and maybe you want to try it. I will link some resources in the in the box below. So I did forget to mention some things, and as I was walking back, I remembered, and kind of important things. So one is like the shaking is very natural. It's a very natural mechanism of the body to release the trauma, the tension. So the aim is to release the tension from the body, from the muscles. The body stores the tension in the muscles, the trauma in the muscles, and with the shaking and tremoring, it can be relieved and released. And yeah, that's very important. Maybe you experienced it even. Maybe you had a car accident or another accident or near accident that your body started trembling on its own, and that's just to release the shock. And yeah, as adults, we sometimes suppress it because we don't want to look silly. Yeah, and children are more free with that, and they just shake if they need it. Sorry about the shaking of my camera. I cannot put it down here. And yeah, I will do this training to become a provider, TRE provider, to lead individuals one-to-one, and also to facilitate groups. This will take about 10 to 18 months. I will have another training, live training in November, 3 days again, where I will meet the group. We are 14 men and women and 3 teachers, and I will have to do my own shaking process, like 40 shakes, and have to write a report on them. And I will also have some clients that I will be working with one-on-one, and I have to film them. And although I swore I would never do a training where you had to film your sessions, but this I really want to do it, and this is worth it to do the certification, because I really believe in this method. And yeah, because it's so easy, as I mentioned, and it's a self-help tool to activate the self-healing power of the body. And I think that's just amazing that you don't even, if you know how to do it, you don't even need a therapist if you know how to self-regulate. And that's also a big part, as I mentioned before, with the grounding and regulation, nervous system regulation. So yeah, I think now, I hope that's everything. And yeah, I'm sure I will talk about it more as I progress. Maybe I will do a report on how I'm doing with everything, and share what's coming up for me, what has changed. And yeah, so okay, see you next time. Bye.